Do you fear losing your independence? The worry of becoming a burden on your family? It's a concern that keeps many of us up at night. We eat a simple dinner, feel safe, and drift off to sleep. But what if the very meal intended to nourish you is secretly betraying you? What if the single biggest threat to your health is not a virus or a disease, but hiding in plain sight on your dinner plate? We're talking about the silent culprit, sodium, and the dangerous surge it can cause while you're fast asleep. For seniors, this unseen pressure is a ticking time bomb for a stroke overnight. But there's a way to take control. In this video, we will pull back the curtain on this hidden danger. We'll explain the shocking science behind how a high-salt dinner instantly affects your body. You'll learn which everyday foods are the real culprits, and most importantly, we'll give you a simple nightly plan to protect yourself. Don't let a simple meal decide your fate. Watch now to reclaim control of your health and your future. Part 1. The science behind it. The old health advice is simple: eat well, exercise, and you'll be fine. But for seniors, that advice is missing a crucial detail. It's not just about what you eat, it's about what happens to your body in the hours after the meal. And that process, unfolding silently, can be dangerous. To understand this, we need to dive into the two-part science of salt. The first part is something you might feel right away: thirst. When you eat a salty meal, a high concentration of sodium floods your bloodstream. Your body, in a desperate attempt to restore balance, pulls water from your cells and tissues. This process, known as hypervolemia, immediately increases your total blood volume. Imagine your heart as a pump and your blood vessels as a network of pipes. Suddenly, you've added extra liquid to that system without increasing the pipe size. The pressure inside rises instantly. It's a sudden, quiet shock to your entire cardiovascular system, but that's only the first layer. The second part is far more concerning. It's an invisible process that happens to the delicate inner lining of your arteries. This lining is called the endothelium. It's a smooth, single-cell layer that is supposed to be flexible and elastic. Its job is to expand and contract to manage the flow and pressure of blood. Think of it as a finely tuned machine, regulating your entire circulatory system. But here is the hidden danger. Studies have shown that within just 30 minutes of eating a high-sodium meal, this lining becomes rigid. Its ability to function normally is severely impaired. This is called endothelial dysfunction. The flexible, responsive pipe suddenly becomes a stiff, unyielding one. This is a critical insight for seniors. As we age, our blood vessels naturally lose some of their elasticity. They are already more fragile and less able to handle sudden pressure changes. A high-sodium dinner, therefore, is not just a passing dietary mistake. It's a one-two punch to a vulnerable system. First, the sheer volume of blood increases, pushing hard against your artery walls. Second, the artery walls themselves lose their ability to bend and absorb that pressure. The combination of these two effects creates a perfect storm for a sudden, massive blood pressure spike. And this spike often occurs in the middle of the night, when you're at your most still and unaware. It's a silent threat because you don't feel it coming. This is a key reason why nocturnal hypertension is such a powerful predictor of strokes in older adults. The pressure builds, unnoticed and uncountered, while your body is at rest. It's not a slow, decades-long process. It is an immediate physiological chain reaction. It begins tonight with a simple dinner, and it can quietly put your health, your independence, and your very future at risk. Now that you understand the core science, you might be asking, where is all this sodium hiding, and how can I take control of my health and prevent this from happening? That's exactly what we're going to explore next. Part 2. The silent stroke risk. Now that we understand the science, let's connect it to the real danger, the danger of an overnight stroke. It's a tragedy that happens far too often. A senior goes to bed feeling perfectly fine. They wake up the next morning, but something is terribly wrong. Their arm won't move. Their words are slurred. Their life has changed in an instant, and they have no idea why. The reason is often tied directly to their dinner choices. Your body is simply not built to handle a sudden, massive blood pressure spike at night. Your heart rate and blood pressure are meant to naturally dip while you sleep. This is your body's time to rest and repair. Instead, a high-sodium dinner forces your cardiovascular system into overdrive. Your arteries are stiffened and constricted. Your heart has to pump much harder to push blood through. This silent pressure buildup can lead to a clot forming, or it can weaken a blood vessel until it bursts. And the most terrifying part? This silent threat gives you no warning signs, no dizziness, no headache, no blurry vision. The danger unfolds unseen and unfelt. But the evidence is undeniable. Major health organizations like the American Heart Association have shown a clear link between salt intake and stroke risk. One landmark study revealed that reducing daily salt by just 6 grams can slash the risk of stroke by nearly a quarter. That's a powerful number. But where is all this sodium coming from? You might think you're safe because you don't use the salt shaker. However, the real culprits are hidden in the foods you eat every single night. Think about that can of soup, that frozen dinner, or that store-bought pasta sauce. These processed foods are engineered to be hyperpalatable. The companies load them with sodium to preserve them and make you crave them even more. The more you eat, the more your brain seeks that rewarding salty flavor. It's a dangerous behavioral loop that directly fuels the physiological process we just discussed. The food industry has long profited from this ignorance. They hide salt behind complex ingredients. They market unhealthy products as heart-friendly or low-fat to deceive you. But by understanding this hidden danger, you can fight back. You can reclaim control of your own health and your future. It starts tonight, with a simple, conscious choice. You are no longer a passive victim to these hidden dangers. You are empowered with knowledge, and with that knowledge, you can begin the journey to a stroke-free life. Part 3. Urgent Prevention Strategies. Now that we've exposed the invisible threat, the most important question is, what can you do about it? This isn't about sacrificing flavor or living a bland life. It's about making smart, simple choices that protect your health and your independence. Let's start with a few urgent prevention strategies you can implement tonight. The first step is to become a detective in your own kitchen. We've already talked about hidden sodium. The key to fighting back is reading the labels on packaged foods. Look for words like low sodium, sodium-free, or no added salt. And pay close attention to the number on the nutrition facts label. A good rule of thumb is to look for foods with less than 140 milligrams of sodium per serving. Remember, a little bit of salt here and a little bit there can quickly add up to a dangerous amount by dinner time. The second strategy is to swap out your seasonings. The salt shaker is not your only option. Nature has given us a fantastic arsenal of flavors that can transform any meal. Spices like garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika can add deep flavor without any sodium. Fresh herbs like basil, parsley, and oregano are also powerful alternatives. But there is one specific swap that science shows can make a dramatic difference. It's called potassium salt. In a recent study published in JAMA, researchers found that using a salt substitute, which often replaces sodium with potassium chloride, was directly linked to a 14% lower risk of stroke recurrence. This is a powerful, science-backed solution. Potassium works by helping your body flush out excess sodium, acting as a natural balance to the sodium you consume. A simple swap could be your first line of defense. The third and final strategy is to establish a simple nightly routine. Instead of a post-dinner snack that might be loaded with hidden sodium, try a potassium-rich fruit like a banana or a handful of fresh spinach. This can help your body naturally counteract the sodium you've already consumed, preparing you for a restful and, most importantly, safe night's sleep. These aren't drastic changes. They are small, intentional steps that can lead to a massive reduction in your overnight stroke risk. You have the power to take control. You can decide what happens in your body. Don't let a simple meal choice dictate your future. Now that you have these urgent prevention strategies, it's time to put them into action. In this video, we've unmasked the silent threat hiding on your dinner plate. We've seen how a high-salt meal can create a dangerous surge in your blood pressure, a surge that can happen silently, overnight, putting you at risk for a stroke. But you've also learned that this isn't a future you have to accept. You are now armed with the knowledge and the tools to fight back. You can be the detective in your own kitchen. You can swap out harmful habits for simple, life-saving strategies. So, tonight, as you prepare your dinner, ask yourself this one question. What will I do today to protect my future? The power to reduce your risk is in your hands. It's not about being perfect. It's about being informed. It's about taking small, intentional steps to protect your health, your independence, and your peace of mind. Don't let a meal decide your fate. Take action tonight.